They were humiliated and ridiculed by everyone.
All right, I'm gonna give you this. This is a dummy gun. I use it for...
So, this was a do or die case for them. Either they prove their worth, or they will be kicked out of their job. Welcome back. I believe you are my friend, and I would really love to know your review about my content. The movie kicks off with PK Highsmith and Chris Danson, two reckless, hotshot cops who seem to think New York is their personal playground. They chase down some criminals, causing absolute mayhem, only to realize the crime is no big deal. But instead of getting in trouble for the mess they made, they're treated like rock stars and handed the key to the city. Back at the station, they're treated like A-list celebs, while the rest of the squad, like Martin and Foss, are busy having weird conversations at the most random times. Officer Bob? Oh, he just pops in, adding to the oddball atmosphere. Then there's Alan Gamble, the rule-following accountant type, partnered with Terry Hoitz, who's itching for some real action. Gamble once fired his gun as a joke, so now he's banned from carrying one. Hoitz isn't much better. He accidentally shot a famous baseball player and earned the nickname the Yankee Clipper. Meanwhile, Gamble's mishap got him stuck with the less glamorous nickname Paper Bitch. Both of them wind up in a support group for officers with gun issues, though neither has a clue why they're there in the first place. Next day, Highsmith and Danson respond to a jewelry store robbery and try to pull off some zipline heroics. Spoiler alert, it doesn't go well. Instead of swooping down on the bad guy, they end up crashing to the ground in an epic fail, and the city gives them a hero's send-off with a massive... Now, with those two out of the picture, the department looks to Gamble and Hoitz to fill the void. At the funeral, Hoitz nearly throws hands with the other detectives, frustrated that no one's stepping up. He's itching for some real police work, but Gamble is more excited about solving a case involving bad construction materials. Real thrilling stuff, right? Hoitz finally drags Gamble along to investigate a gunfire and drug report. It goes downhill fast when Gamble crashes their car right into the crime scene. There, they run into David Ayers, a shady businessman up to no good. Hoitz can't resist teasing Gamble for being soft, and they throw in some jokes about Officer Bob and his obsession with the picnic. They manage to arrest Ayers, but Gamble botches reading him his rights, and on the way back, they crash again, leading to Ayers getting kidnapped. Smooth moves, guys. After that disaster, they try to reset by strolling around New York City, only to get handed the job finding out who snatched Ayers. When Hoitz visits Gamble's house, he's floored to meet Sheila, Gamble's drop-dead gorgeous wife, who also happens to be a successful doctor. Gamble plays it cool like it's no big deal. Oh, and they also find out a gang of homeless dudes, Dirty Mike and the boys, did some seriously gross things in Gamble's stolen car. Lovely. The next day, Gamble proudly shows off an app he made that guesses what someone's face looks like from the back of their head, because, you know, that's useful. Later, they question a witness, who just happens to be Gamble's stunning ex-girlfriend. Hoitz, completely baffled by Gamble's luck with women, screws up by mispronouncing her name, making the whole situation even more awkward. As they dig deeper into the case, they get a cryptic message from Ayers, which leads them to discover his connection to some shady lottery deals. Hoitz's girlfriend, a dance instructor, also gets pulled into the madness, and Gamble somehow manages to make things worse. During a car ride, things get tense between the two partners, leading to another spat. Gamble cranks up his favorite tunes, driving Hoitz nuts. At another accounting firm, they witness yet another explosion. Because what's an investigation without something blowing up? Gamble, sick of the action, just wants to go back to his nice, quiet desk job. But Hoitz reminds him that life is chaotic, and there's no escaping. Gamble opens up about his past as Gator, a college nickname he earned when he protected attractive women for cash. He ditched that life after meeting Sheila, but clearly the story's stuck. They eventually confront Ayers at his office, where he tries to buy them off with Knicks tickets, but the guys are too dense to catch on. The next day, he tries again, this time with Jersey Boys tickets, and it finally clicks for them that Urshan's been hiding some really bad investments. Hoitz's aggressive questioning doesn't help, and they get ambushed by some goons who kidnap them and haul them off to Vegas in Gamble's poor Prius. They call their captain, who starts grilling them about why they're going easy on Ayers despite all his shady moves. Back at the station, the captain confiscates Gamble's wooden gun. Yep, he's down to a fake gun now, and hands him a whistle. He also tells them to turn over their evidence to the FBI. Meanwhile, a suspicious vote on the police pension fund looms. Hoitz tries to unwind by visiting his girlfriend's art gallery, but he ends up breaking some priceless modern art. Gamble, on the other hand, gets into a fight with Sheila after she drops the bomb that she's pregnant. Upset, Gamble storms off, and the duo runs into Dirty Mike and the boys again, because why not? They go on a wild spree and then interview Urshan's lawyer, only to accidentally spill all their evidence. At the station, Hoitz is fuming, but before they can sort things out, they get a call about a jumper. Gamble, feeling confident, steps up to negotiate but botches it, and the guy jumps. Yep, he was linked to Heir's too. After that colossal failure, they're demoted to traffic duty. But Gamble, obsessed with his conspiracy theory, digs deeper into Urshan's lottery scam, convinced that the jewelry heist was just a distraction for something way bigger. As they dig deeper into the case, Gamble and Hoitz uncover more connections that reignite their motivation to prove themselves worthy of their badges. Determined to restore their reputation, Gamble reveals some serious dirt on Heir's, but Hoitz hesitates to chase after the lead. After a heated discussion, Gamble manages to convince Hoitz that they need to team up again, reminding him that their partnership is key to solving the case. Their investigation takes them to a confrontation with their captain, who's been working a second job just to afford his son's college tuition. With a renewed sense of determination, Gamble and Hoitz put together a plan to confront Heir's at his construction company. There, they stumble upon shocking alliances and uncover unexpected truths. It turns out that the jewelry heist was just a diversion, covering up a much bigger scam involving the police pension fund. As they dig further, they find links to Lendl Global, a sketchy company set to make a fortune off the pension fund's downfall. During a critical vote, Hoitz is shocked to discover that Officer Bob is tangled up in this mess, making things even more complicated. Hoitz realizes just how serious this is once he uncovers the full scope of Lendl Global's sinister plans. Things come to a head in a tense standoff that escalates into a wild shootout and a high-speed chase, with Heir's and Gamble's beat-up Prius. In the middle of all the chaos, Heir's comes clean about his role in the whole scheme, admitting that the money transfer was aimed at the police pension fund. Once the dust settles, they manage to arrest Heir's, but their personal lives are still a mess. While Gamble tries to patch things up with his girlfriend, Hoitz attempts to fix his strained relationship, both of them facing an uncertain future. Meanwhile, officers Martin and Foss, dealing with their own problems, get dragged into the unfolding events, showing how interconnected everyone's actions are. The next day, as the crucial bank transfer approaches, Gamble decides to show off his high-speed driving skills, much to everyone's shock. What starts as a joyride quickly goes south when they get into a horrible crash. Somehow, they walk away from the accident, thanks to Gamble's surprisingly good driving instincts. Meanwhile, some officers are caught up in an outreach program, giving a lecture to school kids about police work. On a whim, they decide to bring one of the kids along for a first-hand look at what they do. But what starts as a good idea quickly turns into chaos when a helicopter suddenly swoops down, spraying gunfire everywhere. The chaos reaches a peak when Hoitz, Gamble, and their young passenger find themselves caught in the middle of the mayhem. As the chase heats up, Heir's is hunted down by a mysterious group. The final showdown happens on a golf course, where a desperate fight plays out. The helicopter ends up crashing, but not before destroying Gamble's beloved Prius. At the same time, the other officers manage to stop the bank transfer just in time. With nerves of steel, they confront the shady investors, holding them at gunpoint and putting an end to the corrupt scheme. In the end, justice is served, and all the wrongdoers are brought to justice, wrapping up a wild string of events. Even after Urshan's arrest, it becomes clear that he's still up to no good behind bars, continuing his shady financial dealings from inside prison. Despite the ongoing battle against white-collar crime, Hoitz and Gamble emerge as heroes, thanks to their critical role in taking down Heir's. Gamble's clever smartphone app turns out to be the key in exposing the web of criminals involved in the bank scam. With everything finally over, Hoitz finds happiness in his personal life, tying the knot with his longtime girlfriend. However, his dream of having Sheila, a wanted criminal, as his best man is crushed when she understandably declines. During a casual day out at Nathan's on Coney Island, Gamble and Hoitz run into none other than Derek Jeter. The former baseball star drops a bombshell, revealing that he was framed the night he was shot, and gives them their next case. This new mission throws them into the world of high finance, taking on the infamous Goldman Sachs. As usual, Gamble ends up getting involved with yet another beautiful woman during the investigation, while Hoitz's curiosity about Gamble's past grows.